Anyways, moving on to the next topic, Goa railway agitation, Avinash, and our state government has brought the RPF, the railway police force from other states and deployed them in Daurli and Jose the Arial, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah,
What do you have to say about this sudden development? And I'll add my views later.
yeah. As I was saying earlier, is that the police in Goa they empathize with the protesters. They know why people are protesting. They know the consequence of what is going to happen if this coal logistics hub, these coal projects, and they get implemented, and that is why they are not
Hmm.
behaving as ruthlessly as we see the cops in Delhi, which comes under the central government.
Hmm.
We see that our cops have a
Hmm.
heart for our people, and that is something that
Hmm.
the central government is not liking, and that is why they are sending cops from other states, other BJP ruled states, to attack the protesters, to intimidate them, and to make sure that they don't come out for protests. So the only solution to this is
Hmm.
more people have to come out in large numbers, because as we've seen today in the outside the police station, when the crowd was big, the police. I mean, of course, these police would not have been aggressive in any ways, but in any case, when there's a huge
Hmm.
crowd, the police also respect and they stand down. So that's what we need. We need more people supporting these protesters and coming out in large numbers.
Absolutely. Now, the moment I hear about, when I heard about this police force being deployed in Davoli and Huzidarial, uh, it just kind of reminded me, because we've read and seen stories of our independence struggle. When our freedom fighters were fighting for the independence of India, or even the independence of Goa from the Portuguese rule. It seems very hauntingly similar to that struggle, which is going on right now, because it's become a fight to um, protect and preserve the identity of Goa, of what the
Hmm.
state is, of what the people stand for, and what the heritage has been. Because the moment you have rampant destruction of forests, the rampant
Hmm.
construction of projects like huge highways, when you have double tracking, we'll have a lot of heritage
Hmm.
homes being torn down, houses which are upwards of 200 years old. uh, this is this is something that cannot be replaced.
Hmm.
This is a part of history that they intend to wipe out with these projects.
Absolutely.
And that is exactly why there are so many people who are there on the ground right now, because their
Hmm.
sentiments are attached to their heritage, to their homes, to their lands, to everything that is connected to this state known as Goa. So
Absolutely.
I find it extremely insensitive on the part of the Goa government, who very, in a very draconian manner, very fascist manner, come and imposed, their whims and fancies on the people whose land it is
Hmm.
ultimately. uh,
So,
so it just beats me.
well, it's not surprising because, especially in recent times, because the stakes associated with these
Hmm,
projects are very high. It's not just
hmm,
about building a road where people can travel. These roads and these trains have a purpose which reflects
hmm,
on the bank balances of multinationals, of billionaires, uh, and
hmm,
that is why we are having so much of conflict. Because if it was just about people versus the government, things could have been resolved at the local level. This has happened before. This is
hmm,
even including with the BJP government. But unfortunately, with
hmm,
these projects, the way the government is saying, just don't protest against the linear projects. It's okay. We'll with coal pollution, we'll do something, but don't protest against the projects. It means that these projects
hmm,
have a purpose greater than beyond public interest, or rather in which are against public interest. that is why they are pushing for it. And the thing about such governments is that they will pretend to be democratic as long as people support their policies. But the moment they don't support the policies, they show the true authoritarian nature, and that is what we are seeing right now. So we have to, I mean, this battle will go on for a while. Obviously, the decision makers are not at the state government; the decision maker are the central government, but the state elected officials, elected representatives definitely fear people's wrath in terms, because they know they can lose power and fade away into obscurity, like how Parsikar has, and people who had supported projects at that time, Arlekar and then many Subhash Shidurkar, nobody remembers them. Nobody remembers what they did also. It's because they supported all these type of projects. In Parsikar's time, it was the Defense Expo, and other, like even the MOPA project, Arlekar was in support of that, and now see, nobody remembers him. He's only alive on Twitter, and most of these MLAs who are supporting it, they will face the same result. That's what I think.
Absolutely. But before we move on to the next topic, Avinash, I would only leave our viewers with one thing, that no matter what and whatever happens in a democracy, the power lies ultimately with the people. As much as people don't realize it now, it actually does. It's just a matter of us realizing it and consolidating our strengths together to counter such destructive projects in the name of development of a state that does not need such development.
Absolutely.